We are back. Welcome, guys. This is the Raw, the Willie and Regina show, but it's the Mimi and Lump show, but it's the
Thank you.
Willie and Regina show. War spelled backwards equals Raw. What's up, sis?
What's happening, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing well. We had to go back and re-record our show from Sunday because we had some volume difficulties going on. So we wanted to go
Absolutely.
ahead and give these people back that show that they missed on Monday.
Absolutely. I'm ready. Let's get it going.
Yeah, we're gonna get straight to the point. I hope you
Okay.
guys did have a good half of a week because we are definitely over the halfway mark. So I hope you guys definitely enjoyed your week and became a blessing to somebody and somebody maybe to bless you. But I really want to get to the point of talking about the Waco World Games, Waco International Invitation. I don't know the correct name for it.
Waco Championships.
Waco Championships. I told you I got to see the number one and the number two fight.
Absolutely.
The
And I
number
know
one
exactly
men,
who you were
the
talking
number
about.
one men, and the number two men. With the man, let me say the number one man, the number two man, uh, got to battle it out. And I'm speaking of the number one man for here in the United States, Bailey Murphy, and then I'm speaking for the number one man in Europe, Elijah.
Okay. And I would say when you saw that fight, did that give you one in or more praise versus one of the other fighters? Were you
Um,
satisfied with what you saw?
in a way, yes, but I would like to see them have different ground rules as
Okay.
far as into that lead hand punch to the body shit. You know, as a counter, I'm not a fan of it. But if
Like defensive moves.
yes, if
Correct.
defensively, I'm not a fan of it. Because when the boxers really throw jabs, they don't throw defensively jabs. They really actually throwing jabs going forward. So that lead hand to the body as a counter is a and it makes the judges kind of go point each way type thing.
Absolutely.
But it was one hell of a fight. I
It
tell you that.
was.
I love the fact that Bailey made adjustments
He did.
compared to the first fight that I watched him fight. I just saw the frustration break Bailey down, and it was a 10-point spread the first fight. The second fight, I actually watched Bailey make adjustments. You can kind of tell the third round that the claws were starting to get underneath his skin a little bit,
Right.
and he started to break down again.
Right. You can see the frustration.
Yes, and it cost him another 10 point, but it was a 25-15 score.
Okay.
25-15, 3 rounds, and we're talking about two young men,
And they made it all three?
and they made it all three.
Okay.
Well, they made it all the way to the third round, and then during the third round, Elijah went away and pulled it off with the 10-point spread. But 25 points from one competitor.
That's a lot.
That's a lot of points to be fighting a high ranked competitor and score 25 points.
And even the competitors he fought to get there, he was spreading them and beating them in a manner to where he was ready to get to where he needed to be, and that was the final.
That was for sure. Bailey did a hell of a job getting there. I also got to
Absolutely.
watch Corey Cook and Blake Spence.
Okay.
A lot of people don't know who Corey Cook is.
I heard of the name.
But I made Nathan when I started making Nathan kind of study fighters. Um, I made Nathan have to step out of the realm of us just studying our United States fighters. There's some good ass Europeans out here who just don't have the recognition and who just haven't been out on our international scene.
Right.
Uh, so say. But Corey Cook is a guy from Great Britain. He fought for the
Okay.
GB team.
Okay. They
Um,
beat the USA team in teams.
did they?
I saw it, or I think I saw that on Facebook.
Ooh wee. But you know what? I honestly can see it. Great Britain damn near had for the men's side, for the men's, almost every weight class, they had a person fighting for that final fight. In almost every weight class. It was a few hit and miss, but almost every weight class, and then the competitors that was out there was definitely good. Oh, we had a mistake. The USA beat Great Britain, then they lost to Italy.
Oh, I'm
So
sorry.
we had a definitely mistake on that. And Italy definitely had a nice little squad out there. And then I don't know, but it was a team that had on the lime green and the blue. And I think it was SOL was there.
Slovenia.
That might have been their.
Sylvania.
They had a few hell of a kickers out there on their squad.
I think they had one girl that was pretty good. I think went far.
Yeah. See,
that I remember.
don't really remember seeing them a lot when I was over at Irish Open in Bristol, but they definitely rocked some noise.
Absolutely.
It was definitely a lot of good fights going on. But back to Corey Cook, he's a young man, and I've probably watched Corey maybe, let's say, about 25 fights I've watched of him, and the adjustments he made fighting Blake Spence, it was unbelievable. He made some beautiful adjustments. Now we're talking about two kickers, and I'm talking about two amazing kickers because Blake can kick his ass off.
Absolutely.
And Corey got one of the craziest wicked legs with our point fighting style kicking.
And they're good at it, and they do it in different manners.
They do it in different manners. But Corey changed. He was punching. He was checking kicks. He was moving around. He was fighting like a puncher that fight. And then as time went along, boom, he surprised Blake with a kick or two. Gotcha. And just to really watch him and see him kind of go all the way through, because usually Corey loses. You know, he hasn't hit that roll to where he's boom, 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 being consistent. Winning. Mm-hmm. But that was a nice big win for him. So a big shout out to him for that right there. I got to give him that.
Yes,
got to give him that one right there.
Yes, sir. Yes. Give it to him.
Yeah. So anything with the ladies? Mimi, you watch any of the women fight?
I didn't get. I think we talked about that a lot last week. And even between now and the last time I reported, I didn't get to zoom through, or not zoom, but fast forward or watch all of the women fighting. But I did hear or see that Great Britain gave, I want to say, Ireland women a great team fight. And this was the inaugural year for it. So they basically made history.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they had some good fights, the parts that I saw. I brought up last week, we didn't get to put out the show last week, but I brought up Brianna and I brought up Miss Benz, Troy Benz, his wife. They all took third and represented very well.
USA had a solid squad. They definitely represented the USA in a good freaking manner.
I've never won a WACO title, so anytime you do something I haven't done, that is prestigious in my point of view.
Oh no! You never won a WACO world title?
No, sir, I didn't. I haven't. No, I've never won a state title in the state of Texas either.
Me neither, and I've been here almost 10 years. But I tell you what, my time is up. I'm about to get that.
That's right. Your residency has changed.
Victory.
It has changed, so you good. One thing I talked about last week was that I wanted to do, and this is, I've been talking to Jesse, you know, our sponsor for Virtual Fight Tour, and I had asked him and wanted to see his ideas as far as a all-woman virtual fight tour. And when I say women, I say junior girls,
females,
basically. And I actually have some ideas for certain fights. I have some ideas for different fights. And he actually, you know, told me that he would give me permission to reach out to some of the people and see what kind of lineup that I could get. And if it would be worth it for everybody, him included, and then the fighters themselves. So this week I was supposed to start reaching out to people, but I had some things going on. But I'm definitely going to do that. So if we don't do it towards the end of the year, it's going to be our New Year's
2022.
Yes, sir. It's going to be the breaker. Okay. And when I say women fighters, I only want, or again, female fighters. I want junior girls point set fight. I want a junior girls team fight. I would like to have somewhat of a tournament for the women. Okay. And when I say women, I know the women that I judged at Diamond. I know the women that I've seen throughout my own career. So some of those women, from my recollection, I have never seen compete and fight against each other. So I would be honored to have, you know, an all virtual fight tour, female pay-per-view event. And so I'm going to start that. I'm going to start with juniors because, again, I got to see some good juniors. And then I want to elevate that, and I want to get some of those women out there. And some women, I have an idea is to fight more than once in that night.
Ooh.
And when
Ooh.
I say fight more than once, I think that women again that have never fought, in my point of view, I would like to match. I would like to match them up first, and then ultimately have a women's fight. And when I say a women's fight, you include those juniors that fought earlier. So you can have one junior, two juniors, and then you have those adult fighters. And at the end, I think that would be a great idea.
Now, would this be a straight virtual fight tour, or would this be going on with a tournament?
Well, I would say a virtual fight tour only because what I've seen here recently is that at the tournaments, they're just taking the lightweight men and the adult weight men, which
Heavyweight,
technically,
yeah.
or heavyweight men, which I
Mhm.
don't think is fair because you have a man's fight up there. I think you should have a woman's fight, but we're all in one division. So I can't actually say there's enough women to break it into two. What I could say is not only have that adult or heavyweight man versus the lightweight man, but take those last two women in that open fight and have them do their own virtual fight tour on that female side. I think that women in general should be included more than just the normal, and the normal would be grand. The normal would be forms, traditional, weapons, things like that. I think that we as women, because the men are evolving more with different divisions, I think we should have the same. And honestly, we have not had an all woman fight tour. From what I think and remember, we've had an all man or male
Definitely.
uh virtual fight. So me personally, I would like to judge it. If I can't judge it, I would be honored to be a coach on one side, and that's depending on who is willing to have me coach them. But I would also like to have women judges, um, new school, old school, anyone that is passionate about seeing karate evolve. And I have a few people
Me too.
to. Who are your people? Uh oh, it might be
No,
a secret.
no. I mean, it's not a secret. Uh, if we could get some of the old school ladies to show up,
Mhm.
Peaches being one,
Okay,
Danielle being one,
okay,
um, to just be a part of it. It'll be amazing to see.
okay.
Of course, you have Claire, you have Nikki,
Absolutely.
you
You
have
have Nancy.
Nancy, you have Christine,
You have Tara.
you have Mama Price.
Out you if I could get any of those women, and once I start to reach out and Jesse and I kind of finalize. Right now, we talked about me just kind of reaching out and see who is willing to and open to it. Um, I can honestly say that my movement is not just for karate in general, the virtual fight tour. My movement would be something going along with Women Fighters
Equally,
Matter.
yeah,
Um,
equally getting treated.
exactly. I'm not sure what men and other people get to do the virtual fight, how things are handled on that business side. But what I would like to do is just reach out to all those women that I have. I have a list of about 10 of them. And if I could reach out to those women, and if nothing else, do it for the women, the younger women that are coming up. Give
Yes,
back. I know we're in a pandemic. I'm not asking anybody to do anything for free or to do anything that is going to jeopardize them and their livelihood at home. But what I would ask and what I would like is for someone in some shape or form, women wise or female wise, to be able to give back to our females, because the Women Fighters Matter, that gave us a lot more recognition. Maggie did a lot of that out of her own wants, needs, and pocket. And so
agreed.
I think in general, she was able to step up and do that. And for us women active, because I still see myself as an active woman, and for all the other women that are worthy of being a part of the virtual fight tour, or being worthy of an example, a role model, or a mentor for those younger women. Those are the women I like, and those are the women that I am going to definitely try to reach out to. So look for a Facebook message from me, or if I have your number, look for a text, just so I have an idea of what you're thinking and how you see this vision.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Y'all heard it right there from her.
That's it.
Y'all heard it right there from her. She popped y'all on y'all ass with that. Y'all get
That's
ready
it.
for it.
That's it.
That's what's up, sis. I'm pretty excited for you guys. Like I say, I have a daughter, so I have a little bit more of sympathy for you asses now.
Yes, I
No,
get
I'm
it.
just messing.
That's the way it happens.
It always became me growing up, and everybody wanted to be equally treated. Women felt that they were getting the short end of all the sticks
Right,
in
correct.
all areas of life, school, hard labor, working, um, you name it. You just name it. You know, everything. So to start seeing a change, like I see a few years ago, uh, a statement made. You know, a statement made at the event with about the ladies. The ladies
Oh
not,
yes,
you
we
know,
weren't treated equally,
yeah.
and I would
No matter how
specifically
many
say
show up for this
certain
one,
things.
yeah, you automatically know the number's supposed to be doubled on this end.
Correct.
So you know that the men supposed to have 30, 40 people in that division.
Right.
And you know that the women, if they have 10, if they have 15, that's a good number.
I think the men have more testosterone issues amongst each other.
Most definitely.
I believe that you guys are definitely competitors because I watched a lot of you throughout my entire karate career. Um, but I think some of the times that you're competing and you're fighting has more to do with your own competition and your own. This is going to be my division, or this is where I make the stage. This is where I make and get to that grand championship. I see and know women want it when you have that high level competition or high level fight. But I also see and think that you have those women that just are not over that hump.
Yeah. Yes.
And once you get over that hump, I think that everything that we're doing now, including me trying to help Jesse do a virtual fight tour for women, I think all of that is kind of like that building block, that stepping stone, whether it's to help you build yourself to excel, or if it's in a situation to where you love karate and you're a teacher and you would rather instruct and coach and get those women to that same level.
Yesterday we was in class, and they, it's
Uh
funny,
oh.
no, but it's something I really want you to kind of hit on because I know you can understand. There's a young lady in our class
Yes, sir.
that once owned a dance studio,
Yes, sir.
and she started owning it at the age of 16.
16, 17.
16,
Yes, sir. It was
17.
young.
It was hers.
Yes.
Bought, paid for, it was hers.
Yes.
A few statements she made discouraged.
And it hit home. It hit home. And I could see you and I, we look at each other across the room and it's like, ooh, her mentality and the way she thinks and what she went through is
Explain a little bit from a woman's point. Mimi,
that's it.
Please.
That's
please.
Exactly it. She's traveled around the country. She's a singer to where she puts on shows. She was in Vegas. She talked about LA. She talked about Atlantic City. And she talked about how she did all of that just because she wanted to. She was good at it. And when I say she competed in dance, she did hip hop. She said she did classical, Arabic music or dancing. She was just a big melting pot of the whole atmosphere of dance. And she said once she moved to Texas, yes, the pandemic hit, but there was also she couldn't get the support and the recognition and even a chance because she was so young. Um, she didn't have anyone to come back and say, "Hey, this is how you do it. I got your back. Whatever you need, let me help you." Or she didn't have that. And I can't say she didn't have it because she came here alone.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't say what she had before and who helped her in her background foundation. But I can honestly say, coming here and the way she sounded to start over and to completely go from dancing as a profession to more of a hobby and still put forth that effort, still have that drive. I think that said a lot about her because, in general, I see a lot of us in karate in that same way. I get a lot that people see me in a way that they think I should be over here. Um,
way up here.
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, you should be doing a lot better, or you should do it. Number one, I am where I think I should be.
Hey,
One. Two, I gave to karate and I gave what I wanted and how I wanted it. I never slacked at it, but what I had going on was different things and different priorities.
yes, ma'am.
And those priorities didn't always have to be positive. Sometimes I was going through a state of depression with a relationship or family issues or things like that. So it didn't necessarily mean I was half-assing at karate. One, it could be my mental state wasn't there. Two, I didn't have the opportunity to train, compete, and get mentally focused. But the one thing that stood out again about her was that she didn't let it discourage her.
No, she did.
She said no matter what, all these new Texas laws and licenses that she had to get, she was going to get those, but along with she was going to school for psychology.
Hey,
And that's where it came between you and I is okay, I get what you're saying. I get your mentality. I see your process of what you're doing and how you want to do it. It's not that big of a difference from what we do
no,
in karate because we may not, well, I'm satisfied, but there's people out there that look at us where, oh, you should be over here or this or that. And it really wasn't about them.
no.
It was really about what made me happy. How was I satisfied? And how long would I be able to do something for me, not for other people? That was just something that I got for her, and it kind of hit me.
Yeah. Our, our professor is a fool. He will put your ass on blast unannouncedly too. Um, so I was the first one to get put on blast thanks to my sister.
Absolutely, they wanted to know about us, and I thought my brother
And
should
yeah,
start first.
and honestly, and it's really been enjoyable to get to know more about our melting pot class. We got a melting pot class. We got people from all over in our class. We don't just have United States people in our class. Pakistan,
Iranian,
Iranians,
just everything.
Asian, uh, Mexico, El Salvador. You know, we have a real melting pot class, and just to hear
Hear
about
them
some
and
of
their
their
ideas.
and then learning a little bit about the north and south of Pakistan.
Right.
You know, hearing about the difference of that yesterday, just getting to know different cultures and not always thinking that damn our culture's always getting the worst or United States man this is the worst country to be at. Like to hear some of them
Right.
speak yesterday, they speak highly of being here in the United States.
Absolutely.
They speak highly of not going back over there to their country just because
For whatever reasons.
for whatever reasons
Right.
they feel everything here United States is a very good opportunity. So ladies, young girls, little girls, toddler girls, baby girls, y'all get prepared. And it was exciting to hear that because it's exciting to always hear women who've been through something, who've been through a trial and tribulation, and walked out of it. And we may look at them as, ooh, they all the way up here. They may be looking like, they just right here,
Right.
you know. But just to hear them still striving, to
Right.
hear her,
And
like,
that's it. Their
that
drive,
that
their
drive.
compassion, their the wants, willing to not settle for anything other than success.
Hey, I heard it from the best, one of the best,
Hey,
right here.
I'm trying. I started late. That's my problem.
It's nothing wrong, but you start. And like you say, you started at the time that you were supposed to start.
Absolutely.
You
I
know,
had to understand and figure out a lot about myself, and not because I felt like people not necessarily owed me things, but because in general, if I'm here and I'm doing this, I
expect
expected
it.
certain things back. But the things that I did wasn't the things that were self-fulfilling, and it didn't help me be more aware of myself. And once I learned how to do that, and once I understood it, it was more about giving and receiving the happiness, and then no
That
matter
smile, that
how
enjoyment.
it, no matter what my thought was or how I felt about it, pay attention and think about how they put it out there. Did they do it in a manner that was disrespectful? Was anything that was negative? And as long as someone is doing something positively for you, and when I say positively, constructive criticism is positive. You just have to understand and learn how to take it. People tell you things, sometimes they tell you things and they may not say it in a proper way. But when they tell you something to help you become a better person or help you deal with something that you are not used to or you need help with, I think you should take advantage of it. And if you don't do it, listen to it and just take heed to it.
That's
Add
it.
it to your arsenal.
What
So
they
maybe
say?
you might need it down the
I'll give you
line.
this. I'll give you this plate of chicken. Don't mean you got to eat all the chicken off of it. Eat the chicken that you know will nutrient your body to be able to move forward and live.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I want to also get on we were talking about Bailey and
Definite.
we were
Your
talking
input,
about
yeah, definite. Your input.
at Diamonds, and then we talked about him at Waco.
I also got to see Avery Elijah fight too.
I absolutely do. That would be another
That
virtual fight tour that if we can make happen.
Them four, Jack, that got to get in the mix of that. Taken outside of All-Star uniforms, and Jack fighting for Jack Philbin, and Elijah fighting for Elijah, and Jack fighting for USA, and Elijah fighting for Great Britain. If they had to come to a matchup with it, but I think those four need to be a battle off, even with a double elimination.
I would even say those two can be on a team fight. Jack and Elijah against Baloo and Bailey.
No,
why not?
Because Baloo's not in the top four. I think we'll have to do more like Avery and Bailey and Jack and
You're saying an individual, like an individual set fight or a tournament
well,
fight?
Team fight.
That's what I'm saying.
Team fight on the virtual fight tour. Every man gets to fight each man on the team.
Well, what I think you should do is flip a coin, and this is my personal opinion. Flip a coin because you are using two fighters, not three. So you flip a coin. Whoever that first fighter is the first fighter, and whoever wins the toss. But after that second fight, I think that should be it. Now, if there's a tie, you flip the coin again and see who comes out. And that's only because
don't you guys be taking our fucking ideas now? This may be with the shit we
no,
for our own event right here.
Our sponsors can take our event because that's teamwork make the dream work.
For sure.
We need to patent it.
Definitely. Because I know we got some fucking ideas for some shit.
Absolutely.
I mean, there's some exciting fights anyway, for sure.
Absolutely. I get it. Because we have a lot and we see a lot. And so
definitely
in general, I think we vote and see things in a manner to where we think it'll be beneficial on both sides.
And if they only understood the time of the mornings that we be up watching fights, studying fights.
That's it. Late night, early morning.
Yeah, like really, really that's a real passion for it, that we really take heed to just watching, studying, understanding, rewinding. Oh, well, sis, we need to rewind that. Right. Why would you call that?
Right.
How did you see it? Like, we do that.
And now I watch a lot more judging to see my first original call. Yeah, when I watch it on video, sometimes I stick with it. Sometimes that was a little shaky.
Yeah.
So I enjoy watching it because I think even in judging now, not competing now, it can only help me get better.
Get better. That's it.
It can only help me get better.
And get the parents not to want to get at you. Because I know you had one ready to get at you at night.
Well, I did.
She know who you was.
We didn't know who each other were.
But Saturday morning, honestly, I got to see you guys
hash it out.
Yeah.
And it was
Friday, it was like whatever. Like, oh, girl, how you doing this morning? I'm doing good. How you doing? I'm doing good this morning. A little excited. Are you gonna be up there judging today? Why?
Yes, sir.
Like
she was
you should be up there. Yeah, no, I saw it. Sat right there. Walked in at the perfect time. Walked in really at the perfect time.
Right. I actually thought she was trying to bully and beat me up like my mama would.
I thought she was too. She started to get a little closer. I was like,
I was like, hold on, wait a minute, man. No, I don't.
This is pump breaks.
All I'm gonna do is say, let's go to the Lord and pray about it. We're not supposed to be here.
I got a question for you, though.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Should promoters be able to compete at their own event or in their own region? Should promoters be able to compete at their own event or in their own region, in their own tournament region?
I would have to say yes and no. And when I say yes, I believe they can compete in their own region.
Why? Let's start with that first.
Why? Because it's outside of their tournament. It's like me, and I want to go out and I want to do something. And when I say something, I want to go out and I want to compete and train at a
Yeah,
different school.
no, you can take away from the competing side of it.
Okay.
I always like where your brain goes sometimes.
Yeah. So no matter what I want to do, if I want to do it in a manner, number one, to help me and make myself better, and along with representing, whether it's my team, my school, my tournament, I think it's not a bad thing. But it has to be neutral and it has to be fair. You can't be a promoter and fight in your circuit and then you get the call, you get the benefit of the doubt. I don't believe a promoter should compete at their own tournament, their own event.
Why?
Because you're an event, you're a promoter. You should be running the backstage, the corporate, whatever you need from the hotel, from the concession, from the scorekeeper or the timekeeper. I don't think you should run your tournament at your own tournament. But
compete at your
compete. I'm
Yes,
sorry.
Okay.
You shouldn't compete at your own tournament. But again, if you are in a circuit or region and it can't be 2 tournaments, it can't be 3. It has to be a balance to where you missed yours, but then you have the opportunity to fight at 2 or 3 others. And those people that were at yours that beat you or score points and got a position, you need to work your way up. And to me, that would be a test for the promoter. Are you going to promote and move up because you're a promoter? Or are you going to move up and compete and represent as a fighter, as a competitor, as a martial artist?
Pick him up, it's a body on the ground. Pick him up, it's a body on the ground.
Hey, but that's it. That was a good question, brother.
But that first one, it made me kind of think about it on the yes and no side of the first one. And that was the region. I love the idea that if your region, and I also know that certain tournaments bring certain people. We also know that. Just because of you and I have our tournaments in the same region doesn't mean that the same people that come to yours will come to mine. We've been to events where we've seen that same regions, and different people showed up, different people from different states, however it is. So I get that part of it. I don't think it's fair to compete at your own event. For one, I think that you're supposed to be around, thanking the people for being here,
working.
Yeah,
it's like you're not political move.
If you're not working, that's because your workers got you covered up so much they're working for you. But that doesn't give you the opportunity to want to compete at your own event. I really think that that's so biased because some people, could be afraid of people.
And they're gonna be biased. It's your tournament. Yeah, they wanna be able to come back the next year.
You might have gave them a hookup on the pre-reg for 10 students, and they feel like they owe you back, so they will do this in return. We see it all. 30 plus years in this shit, we didn't see some shit. Absolutely. You guys think the NFL, the UFC, and the NBA, and the boxing committee, and all of them got some shit going on. Our point fighting world got some shit going on too.
Absolutely.
And the only thing is that we're trying to do is make it better, fix it, just so as it stays around a little longer and it gets the recognition that we really deserve to have. We got point fighters in these Bellator and the UFC, but the recognition still comes from where were their home base? What was their foundation? It's us. It's us guys. It's us. So I really think fighting at your own event will cause other people not to want to come back to your event.
So without them sparring at their own event, if they were still active, competing and in search of a championship, where would they be allowed to compete? Outside?
I think other regions. I think other regions, and like you said, that your event that you can't compete at, that you're gonna have to bust ass at these next 3 to cover up that one event.
Gotcha. It's like a catch-up game.
It is. But you can have somebody show up to all 4 events. You're not going to catch that person because you missed your event. So I don't it's an unbalance in a way because it's pretty difficult. If this person gets first in 3 seconds, and you get 3 firsts, that first is still gonna outweigh that fourth term is still gonna outweigh that those 3 firsts no matter
Right.
what.
Right.
And I think that I don't know. I really think if you're a promoter, hell, when it's time for that finals, you should put in the work then.
Absolutely.
You should really be able to put in the work at that finals. You shouldn't want to have that first slot because that makes it once again. Oh, he's a promoter. You know, the top all the side talk, you'll be able to. Hey, I'm gonna bust your ass
Right.
with the second in.
I'm gonna make it happen.
Make it happen. Knowing that I gave an event and I want my people to know that I'm here for them for my event. At the end of the event, I'm still gonna be in the same clothes that I started the event in. You know, and that's just that. I really just seen some interesting things in the last few years.
Believe me, we have seen them together, brother.
And shockingly, that is still going on. And they're like head honcho of the committee, you know, of the board, and it's like whatever I say goes. If we have a karate league circuit, it can't be whatever you say go. It has to be a team. We have to have an understanding and also be respectful. And also remember that it's not about you guys, it's about the competitors.
Absolutely. And the kids, not just us, it's the kids.
Yeah.
I wanna bring up something, and it's a little bit off of karate.
Girl, you know we always talk about anything. It's
right, you're right. And when sometimes when I see things and you ask me a question about that, about competing at your own event, I want to talk about Kyrie Irving for a second.
For sure. Talk to me.
I've been following, everybody knows me. If you haven't been listening, I love sports. I follow all sports for the most part. I love the Astros won last night, tied up, going back to Atlanta, gonna kill them there. But I don't think that
be honest. Be honest with me. Be honest.
I am, and I just want to say it in the right manner. Just so
it's your manner. It's your manner. Fuck what the people think of what you say. You got an opinion just like everybody else.
Absolutely, and that's why we got this platform.
Exactly. Be honest. Tell them what you think.
Sometimes people they go out and they do things, and they have their own beliefs. They have their own ideas. And me personally, if their personal ideas and their opinions don't affect me directly, then I think, okay, that's that person's personal choice. Well, going back to Kyrie, playing for the Brooklyn Nets, he has chosen and decided not to get the corona vaccination. And I'm okay with it because that's his decision. Freedom of speech, freedom to do what you want as long as it doesn't hurt anybody. Now, people say, oh, he's not trying to protect us from the virus. He's going to be the one to spread it around. From what I understand, what was reported and what I've learned is that no, what he does is he stays to himself. He's always protected and lump. You know us.
Oh yeah.
We love to travel, and when we travel, we treat everyone as if they have it. So we don't get it. We don't like to be too close to people. If someone sits in the middle of the seat,
punch out fights,
right?
Shit.
They sit in the middle of the seat. I'll cough, he'll sneeze, and it's like, you might want to go. We're not sure. Then we have the empty seat. Well, Kyrie has decided he wasn't going to get it. And in New York State, and Brooklyn is a borough or however you say it, they have a mandate. And their city mandate says to the effect that if you are not vaccinated and you are not following the proper, it's their city protocol, not the NBA's.
Okay.
If you're following the city protocol, you can compete, perform,
whatever,
or do whatever you need to do because that is a city public event.
Okay.
He chose not to get the vaccination.
Y'all have been upset at her. She done threw the microphone down on y'all ass. Jesus.
I got a little excited, guys. Sorry.
I'm trying to be shooting out there.
But he did chose to stand by his own beliefs. I'm not sure if they're medical. I'm not sure if they're religious. Whatever reasons, he and his family chose to stand behind it. Um, Now, the good part to me and the interesting part is that he is going to miss over 40 home games because the city or state, excuse me, the state
Has guidelines.
has guidelines, a mandate that says you can't play. There are also mandates in other teams or other organizations that says the same thing. So let's just say Kyrie Irving will miss 40 to 50 games. That's almost half the season.
Wow.
Okay?
Damn.
Half the season. Just because he won't take this vaccination. Now, the other crazy part to me is, from what I understand and read, is that the Nets have a GM, a scouter, someone that is in their corporate
main
office.
Yeah, in that main office.
And that person is running for a New York State Congress position, legislation position, or whatever it is. And he has said or mentioned that if he passes or if he gets elected,
he's going to try to pass.
Then he's going to drop that mandate, fix that mandate, or make it to where Kyrie can play basketball.
Oh.
So my thought, and I love Kyrie, and I love Brooklyn because they have certain players that I've liked that are from Texas or played for Texas. So I've followed them throughout their career.
And that's Hove team.
Hova, yes.
Hova,
Beyonce, all of them. So when you, to me, involve a politician or a person that can dictate laws in the benefit of basketball, a professional sport, or something that is not legit, like we are supposed to teach our children and hold them to that utmost standard. How is it fair? My question is, how is it fair, and how is it allowed that this person running for this office can also mandate, correct, or dismiss a mandate in a professional sport? You cannot take and dictate how this game is played if it's not a part of the game. And that's my point of view. A politician could come in and say, oh, I'm going to change the salary cap for whoever, and then bam, we'll get all the good players. Or they can say, oh, I'm going to come in and now
increase it.
And that to me is illegal, because now you're taking politics, the government, and whatever else they got going on in their melting pot, and you're adding it over into a professional sport. And if you do it in one, I think eventually it's going to be a chain reaction to where everybody does it. I just don't think that's fair. If you didn't give those college students money to live on, be prosperous, and support their families at an early stage.
Whoa, you went back.
They went hungry. They ate ramen noodles. They ate mayonnaise sandwiches.
Fab Five, you went back.
They eat syrup sandwiches. They did all of that. Thank God I had karate, because I would have been eating the same. My parents helped me. Karate helped me. Cindy Gallio helped me. So it wasn't to where I was in that situation. But imagine.
And then, they were off. Some of them were not even, born and raised in Michigan, type thing.
Absolutely.
So their families are in a whole other state, across the state line. These kids are off at school. And people who've been on dorm campuses know how difficult it is and challenging it is at times to live.
If you and I lived in New York right now and we were eligible to vote, we could vote in a manner to save Kyrie Irving. And I don't think that's fair.
That's not.
I don't think it's fair. If you're gonna have a, I don't want to call it a dictatorship, but if you want to have like a union, and that union can help build the whole in general sport, the whole in general livelihood.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that the corporate offices, the GMs, and I'm not saying they don't have NFL experience because I think a lot of them has played before. But if they're, like I said, in the union for us, I think that if they're not active and they are not in a position to lead from today into tomorrow, you can't lead me from now into yesteryears in the past. And I don't think that's going to work. And I really honestly don't think it's fair. And I hope that no other team, and I hope he, and I'm not saying I don't want him to win for his own political reasons because he may have great political reasons. I'm saying his vote and him gaining office should not dictate whether Kyrie Irving plays or not.
So if they're not allowing them to play without it, are they allowing the spectators to come in who hasn't had the shot?
When you say they're allowing him to play, you mean in
No,
other games?
no. New York. Speaking of New York home game, they're not allowing him to play because he's not vaccinated. Are they allowing the spectators to come in who are not vaccinated?
They're allowing any spectators in the NFL. All the fan and fan base. That's what they're saying.
So you can allow these people come in, and we take pictures with these people that you don't know 100% tested for COVID or not, or vaccinated with COVID or not. You don't know. So you already put your players in jeopardy by them taking pictures with spectators and fans.
Well, I see what you're saying, and my thought is,
And you're gonna blame this man automatically if you don't take it. You got it. Pretty much how it seemed like.
what I understand is that when you do that, or when they interact with the fans and the press, they still are social distance. If you look at the interviews, sometimes they have the long mics, sometimes they wear the mask. I think that they are doing the right thing, even with Kyrie Irving. I've read that he is doing what he needs to do to stay active and be ready to play, whether it's a home game or an away game. But you're still doing something to where you're allowing one person, one, to get over on the system. No matter who he is, I don't think that should happen. Yes, they need him. Yes, they want him to be on the court at all times. But if he personally, and again, I don't know his rules, I don't know his whys, but if his only reasoning for right now is, I'm not going to do it. To me, that's not enough. It's not enough.
I heard it.
Like Ben Simmons, he wants to get traded, but he went out there and he acted like an ass. He couldn't make a free throw in the finals to keep them up. And then Doc Rivers, you come in, you're not ready. Imagine if you and I, Travis, anyone that was on SES, anyone that's on Impacts right now, imagine going in to a workout with Plowden, with anyone that was there to train us, a coach, and then we went in, number one, half-assed. We went in thinking that they owed us something. And when I say owe us something, I get more privilege than the rest. Or you get privilege. I don't think that's fair.
Impossible. It wouldn't work.
That's the one thing that I like about in general for certain karate rules and certain lifestyle decisions. I want it to be consistent.
That's it.
And the consistency helps me come up with structure and a good balance.
Ooh.
And if I don't have it, that's when I can become all over the place. It sends me into a panic, that anxiety. We learn that in school. Anything that I want to be cool, calm, and copacetic, I have to make sure that I, number one, am giving out and expressing what I want, but I also have to make sure that I'm open and receptive to the same thing. Not something that you think I want, but when you listen to me or listen to you, you understand what's going on.
Yeah, easily.
I got it.
That was good, sis. Ooh, that was so good right there.
I tie everything in the karate and basketball.
That's smooth. We're gonna go ahead and drop these posts for y'all. go ahead and get y'all right there on these right now. Damn,
Excellent.
sis, I like it.
I'm in it.
Oh, she got me fired up, guys. Woo, woo.
Let me go back to my part right here.
Because I know
So
you got it. I know you got it.
I got a few of them.
Yeah. So, we got a tournament coming up this weekend in San Antonio, the Warrior Nationals. TKO event. It's the last TKO event before state. So you guys better make sure y'all better get out there and get y'all damn points if you want to go to state and not have to fight first and up the division. If you don't want to do your kata first and go up the division. If you don't want to do your weapon first and go up the division. If you don't want to be the coach that had to sit there first and have to go up the division, you gotta go ahead and get y'all last points in. Go ahead, sis. Hit us with something.
I found this one, and I actually found it from my sister-in-law on Facebook.
Okay.
And when she said it or when I read it, it made sense because I've always thought. Everybody knows me, knows that I was kind of like a little wild child, but then I also felt like I had a level of this is enough. I had that level I wouldn't pass. Um, some people are hurting us bad. You have to do more than preach to them. A message should be sent to them, but you have to make sure the message is you.
I heard that. Say it again, sis. Hit them up with it. Y'all open your ears up and listen. Listen.
Some people are hurting so bad. You have to be more than a preach and a preacher in a message to them. You have to be the message. Lead by example. I make mistakes, I make falls, I don't always do things right. But the one thing I get a kick out of, or I hear a lot, and when I say I hear it a lot, I hear it from my karate family, I hear it from my family, and I hear it from my girls, my kids. The one thing that I do and I try to do is to keep trying.
That's it.
I never let certain things defeat me. I can't win them all, but what I want to come out on the end is satisfied. I'm willing to compromise. I'm willing to do things to where I have peace and serenity. And so that was one
Wow.
that stood out to me. Hold on 1 second, brother. I'm a little behind. I like it.
I got one for y'all. You know, of
Come
course,
on.
I always go to the Rev, Dr. Rev Bagwell. Always have something really good for me. In relationships, you're always 50% of the problem, but 100% of the solution.
I can dig it.
In relationships, friendships, loverships, um, benefit ships, whatever it is,
I got you.
you're always 50% of the problem, meaning that you're half the problem, but 100% of the solution, meaning that you give your all. Like you say, you try to compromise and be aware of your thoughts into the situation. Uh, Also, being able to explain your feelings without disrespecting the other person or downing them out. You know, we all are made different. We try to be equal, but we're made differently. I mean, God gave each and every one of us a special power. Um, Loving people, setting up for ourselves, teaching. We all have a special power that we're able to do. Whether it's a special subject you're able to teach, whatever. Um, so you have to be mindful that just because the way someone in your past relationship treated you highly and to the top, automatically you can't go in automatically expecting the next person to do that. Um, you have to rather tell them, explain to them certain things. You guys better learn your love languages. Learn them.
Absolutely.
If you don't know them, learn them. So that way, it makes it easier for you to communicate with somebody else, and it also you're able to know about their love languages and see if y'all even got a connection. Stop just being with people. Just be with them. Y'all nasty, just nasty fuckers. Go ahead, sis. I know you got your next one ready.
Um, it's basically the same. It's about being the support and the love that people need. I wasn't always one to confess and open up a lot. just in general, because I thought I was a strong person. I'm a black belt.
Mhm.
Learn to deal with it. Go punch the bag. Go kia. But as I've gotten older, I love karate, and I'm gonna continue to be a part of karate. But sometimes, just to make that contact, and sometimes just to actually have a force, that explosion against something, that didn't always work for me. The working part for me was to actually get it out, and to get it out, it was just the expression, the talk, um, to open up. Sometimes I tell people, if it's a friend, it's my brother, it's my sisters, I think it's time for a heart to heart. Um, and yes, having a heart to heart can be vulnerable, but when you're vulnerable, it's when you're, to me, that's when you're the most honest, the most open. And you have to make sure that that other person is going to meet you for that heart to heart. Because if it's not on the same page, then it's going to be unbalanced. And
Yeah.
then we're black belts. We know we need balance and a good foundation. And if we don't get it, that's where things go crooked, go south, go whatever direction
Ooh-wee.
that they're not supposed to.
Y'all be learning some shit. Y'all be learning. I be learning too. Just for no, she don't tell me this on the sideline. I don't get to know this first. I get to get some of this right when y'all learn some of this. So y'all know I be noting it down. The last quote right here: "Being a few steps behind doesn't necessarily mean failure." I love to hear that. Ooh, that right there just really, really get me. Being a few steps behind doesn't necessarily mean failure. Sometimes God is preparing you for a great launch. And I have definitely been on that end of the stick too. So I done had a great launch. Before NBL faded away. One of the only, well, actually the only man fighting. Yeah, Jeff Doss, you up there too, but we talking about fighting sushi, chop it up, knife it up, dragging it. What you ate some sushi, didn't you? Did you eat some sushi?
Listen, that wasn't real sushi. Mine was cooked.
I ate some real sushi.
He ate raw fish, and
Real
it's still
sushi.
swimming around in his stomach
Sure
like
is.
little emo.
Yeah, and then I learned about parasites yesterday too in class too. So biology.
You might as well eat ramen noodles.
Yeah, my stomach just turned out. No, Sushi, Mimi, you, the only three to make history for the NBL as an overall winners.
Men's fighting, women's fighting, and men's is it traditional?
Traditional.
Traditional form.
Donnie was almost there.
Almost.
But he had started giving more time to his students and not competing, so he didn't pull through with it. But to be able to do that at a time where the first year I was runner up, I lost to Trevor.
Okay.
I
I remember that.
Yeah, Travis made me stay, and it was so funny because Travis believed in me right there at that time. He believed in me more than I believed in myself. I didn't have the mindset at that moment.
Mm-hmm.
I knew I could make it to the final fight. I wasn't the first two fights wasn't nothing that I was itching to be like, oh, I don't have. It was that final fight. It was Trevor, and it's because I've been around Trevor so long. Travis fought him, Boo fought him, Ski fought him, Avery fought him, I fought him, Pete fought him, Jamon fought him.
A lot to watch.
Yeah, a lot.
And live, not just video.
Definite. And watch him slap the hell out of people with axe kicks and stuff like that. And he that's what I had, and I knew that. And Trav believed that, fucker, you can win this. This yours. You can do this. And I was like, you sure? I just want to go home. I want to go home with y'all. Like, I want to leave. I just wanted to go. Because they were leaving too. So it was really like, now I'm losing a piece of me. This piece that got so much belief in me at this moment is leaving.
Right. It's not there with you when you
spiritually. He's here, but that body being there, it was
physical.
Yeah, that physical being that. Look back and I see him. He wasn't. So I did get runner up that year. But
how I feel about you when I've lost.
Yeah, definite. And then I won 08, and then 09, I got to see the same person again. And that was the year I got to enjoy winning with you. That's when your butt fell on me.
I dived on you. We was excited.
And then 10 I won. So I got to do 3 straight in a row. And then 11, Final 4. Actually, well, Ryan, I got cut by Ryan.
Okay.
I had enough time to stitch it up, to cover it up. But I just really felt like that wasn't my day.
Gotcha.
And that also gave him an opportunity to be able to fight Raymond for the first time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I've had those moments, where I could have went out there, I could have went, and I could have had blood falling in my eye, where I had to keep stopping, and
Right.
maybe lost a vision in my eye because I
Right.
kept going. And
It wouldn't have been you at your best.
yeah, and he could have accidentally hit me in that eye, and then I could have been blind in it. So at times, it was. I know when it's for me, and I know when it's not. And like you say, learning myself as always has definitely helped me along the way.
Absolutely.
Listening to people,
Absolutely.
whether they tell me something I don't like to hear or not, but listening, because I know I'm stubborn at times and I can be big headed. I can think I know certain things, but listening in definitely has brought me a long way. That's why I try to give back to these ears of these young folks
Absolutely.
to make them understand about.
And we try to give them the ins and outs that we had to learn along the way.
Yeah.
I'm a very detailed person when you see us talk and train. And it's not because we don't believe in the techniques and the karate that they already have. What we believe in is there's certain details, whether it's your details with men, but my details are with women, juniors. Yes, we want to hit them, but we also have to remember to protect ourselves.
And I'm ready for round 2 for your ass too. It's about time for the man versus women's team fight battle again that I had with you.
What you talking about?
That Travis brought the bullshit fights up and let you win. That team fight battle you and I had last year. Here on our show.
I beat you.
Yeah, on some bullshit. Because Travis was bringing up fights where the women were blowing out the other women.
It doesn't
matter. And then I had the men up here who was only winning about 1 point.
I would take everybody out of the senior citizen home, homie, and we would still beat your ass.
You get ready. Just have your women ready. You, as a matter of fact, you can bring your same squad back if you want.
No, don't be telling me what I can do. This is my team, and you get your squad. You go first this time. I went first last time.
Don't worry. Travis got to make sure he gives you some better fights.
No, we're going to pick ours. We're going to do a draft.
You going to draft what?
Men versus women. Travis picks, how many team players? 5?
Yeah,
4?
5 on 5.
Okay, so Travis picks 5 men, and I don't think he's going to be biased. And he picks 5 women for me, and I don't think he's going to be biased. And then we're going to match him up as we match him up.
I think he'll give you a little more love than you give me on it.
What that mean?
That mean bias.
How he gonna be biased? He a Plowden. He ain't gonna do nothing but split them up. I know Morgan.
That's it.
Morgan is better than Avery.
Oh Lord, that's like San Regina's better than Willie.
I am. What kind of shit?
Oh, he had an accident. Look at this. Drop the mic for the live in. For the lot of y'all. All right, look. Big shout out to our sponsor CTE, Trav. Mimi, thank you for taking time before you went to your shooting class.
Yes, I'm headed to the gun range, guys.
To go ahead and knock this show out and give it to the people. I really felt like they definitely deserved it, and I felt like we had a lot. We said last week that we didn't get out there, so I hope you guys,
we couldn't hear me.
Yeah, we couldn't hear me either. So I hope you guys definitely enjoyed the show.
Yes. Please send us messages, texts, emails. Let us know what you guys want to talk about. If you have some good ideas, we'll be reaching out to some of you people to kind of be on the show with us.
Mimi wants to go live a few times, so I'm gonna give her a few live shows. So we're gonna definitely make sure we have some people on.
Absolutely, and it's gonna be women because y'all stink.
No, that's fine because that girl's supposed to be on here. I mean that woman.
Excuse me, who's the woman?
Stay tuned. This is the Raw and Lump and Mimi show.
Don't let him sell y'all dream now.
Sha'Carri Richardson. Oh, don't you slap that woman.